Okay, let's start with question 1. A motorcycle dealer has recorded the unit prices and quantities sold of three models A, B, and C of the Suzuki motorcycle for 2009 and 2010. The quantities sold and the unit selling prices for both these years are given in the following table. So this is the data for 2009 and for 2010. Now we want the simple price index for each motorcycle model. Use 2009 as the base period. So if 2009 is our base period, then this means this price, this is P naught. This quantity, this is Q naught. And since we want to say something about 2010, that's our current period, this is P1 and this is Q naught. Now to find the simple price index, our simple price index, as we know the formula, this is just the price right now. So the current price P1 divided by the base period price, and then you multiply by 100, and then we will have a percentage, and then if it's above 100 you say that it has been an increase. If it is below, then there has been a decrease, and then you state how much the increase or the decrease was. Okay, so we start with model A. So our P1 is 30, our P naught is 25. Then you multiply by 100, as you can do on your calculator. This is 120%. So you would say that there was a 20% price increase there was a 20% price increase for model A. From 2009 to 2010. Okay, we do the same thing for model B. Our price, our current price is 19. Our base year price is 15. Then multiply by 100. This is 126.667 to 3 decimal places. Okay, then let me see. Let me say that there was a 26.67% price increase for model B from 2009 to 2010. Then the same thing for model C. Our current price is 14. Our base year price is 12, and you multiply this by 100. This is 116.67. And you say that there was a 16.67% price increase for model C. from 2009 to 2010. Okay, so that's how we work out A. Okay, so this is the second question. We have to work out the last year's price index for 2010, and 2009 is our base year. So we're working out the price index. So we know that it is the current price over the base year price. And then just remember with last years, you are keeping the quantities of the base year. So this is Q naught, Q naught summation. Then you multiply this by 100. Okay, so we're going to multiply P1 with Q naught, so it's 10. Sorry, let me just put them in the right order. Okay, so P1 is 30 times 10, and then 19 times 55, 14 times 32. And then we do the same thing in the denominator, P naught times Q naught. So it's 25 times 10, 15 times 55, 12 times 32, and this will multiply by 100. So type this in on your calculator. We have 30 times 10, 19 times 55, 14 times 32, 25 times 10, 15 times 55, 12 times 32, and all this you multiply by 100. So this gives 122.89. And because the value is greater than 100, we can say that there has been a price increase, or there has been an increase of 22.89% in the price of motorcycles from 2009 to 2010. So that is what last year's is telling us. Okay. Now the second question, we have to work out the PASH price index for 2010. 2009 is our base year. So again, we're working out the price index. So it's P1 over P naught. And then remember with the PASH is keeping the current price, the current quantities constant. So it's Q1 and Q1. Then the summation here, and you multiply by 100. So substitute your values. We have P1 and Q1. So it's 30 times 7, 19 times 58, 14 times 40. This is divided by the base year prices. So it's 25 times 7, 15 times 58, then 12 times 40. So this you will multiply by 100. So do this on your calculator. Okay, so we get 122.75%, and we make a similar conclusion. Say that there has been a price increase of 22, but this time it's not 0.89, it is 0.75. Okay, so this one goes with the PASH. This one is the last years, and you can see both of them are saying that there has been a price increase, which is in fact the case. Okay, then next question is the last year's quantity index for 2010. Of course, we're using 2009 as our base year. So since we're working out the quantity index, it is the current quantity divided by the base year quantity. And then last year's we multiply by the base year prices. So it's P naught, and then make this a summation. So this fraction here, we are going to multiply by 100. Now we just substitute our values. So I take my Q1, this is 7, times P naught, 25, 58, times 15, 40, times 12, and then in the denominator, we have Q naught times P naught. So we have 10 times 25, 55 times 15, 32 times 12. And this, of course, we multiply by 100. So we do this all on our calculator. 7 times 25. Okay, so this is 104.52. Okay, this is the percent. So we can say that there has been an increase of 4.52% in the quantity, or you can say number of motorcycles sold. And that is from 2009 to 2010. And then the PASH quantity index for 2010, since it's quantity, this is Q1 over Q naught. And then the PASH keeps the current year's prices constant, so it's P1 and P1. Then we have a summation there, and then multiply this by 100. So now we just substitute. We're multiplying Q1 and P1. So it's 7 times 30, 58 times 19, plus 40 times 14. Okay, and then in the denominator, it's Q naught times P1. So 10 times 30, 55 times 19, 32 times 14. Of course, this will multiply by 100. So doing this on our calculators, okay, let's see if I did this right. Okay, I see I missed something there. So remember that our PASH and last year's values, they will agree. So if, like, you can see that I was getting 48, when that would mean that there's a decrease and such a significant decrease, and this one is saying that there is an increase. That means I need to check if my working is correct. So this is supposed to be the times. Okay, that makes more sense. So this is 104 to 401. Okay, and then from there we can see that there has been a price increase of 4.1% in the quantity of sales. In the quantity of motorcycles sold from 2009 to 2010. Okay, question 2. A printing company that specializes in business stationery has recorded its usage and cost of printing cartridges for its 4 different printers. Then the printing cartridges are identified as HQ21, HQ25, HQ26, and HQ32. Using 2008 as the base period, calculate the simple price indexes for HQ26 and HQ32. Okay, so for 2010. So this will be our base year, and we are interested in the price indexes, the simple price indexes. Okay, so we start with the HQ26. We know that our simple price index is P1 over P naught, and then we multiply by 100. So we say, what is the current price of the HQ26? The current price is 262. What was the price in 2008? It is 236. Okay. Then we multiply this by 100. So doing this on your calculator, we have this is 111.02%. And then for HQ32, the formula is the same. P1 over P naught multiplied by 100. And the current price of HQ32 is 299. Then the price of HQ32 in 2008 was 314, then multiply by 100. So this is 95.22. Okay, now the last part of the question says interpret the meaning of these two price indexes. So we say that there has been a price increase of 11.02% for HQ 26 and a price decrease of, how to get the price decrease? You say 100 minus 95.22, and that is equal to 4.78. For HQ 32 from 2008 to 2010. B, we have to calculate the last year's price index for 2009 and 2010. So we're working out two last year's price indexes. So we start with the one for 2009. So 2008 is our base year, so this will be our P naught. This will be our Q naught. And for the first one, price index of 2009, this will be our P1. This is our Q1. And remember the formula. Since it's a price index, P1, P naught, and last year's keeps the base year quantities constant. So it's Q naught, and then multiply by 100. So just substitute P1 times Q naught, 155 times 24, 165 times 37, 225 times 12, 306 times 10. And then the same thing in the denominator. Okay, the same thing in the denominator. We have P naught times Q naught, so it's 145 times 24, 172 times 37, 236 times 12, 314 times 10. Okay, all this will multiply by 100%. Okay, this is 98.54. Okay, so we can say that there has been, or there was, how to work out the decrease, 100 minus 98.54, 1.46. Increase in the price of printer cartridges from 2008 to 2009. Okay, and then working out the last year's price index again for 2010, and our base year is still 2008. So this is the last year's for 2010. So the formula is the same, P1 Q naught over P naught Q naught, then we multiply by 100. Okay, so the only thing that is going to change in our table here is our P1 and Q1. So this will be our P1, this will be our Q1. So now we multiply P1 times Q naught. So 149 times 24. Then 160 times 37. 262 times 12. 299 times 10. Then in the denominator, we have P naught times Q naught. So it's 145 times 24, 172 times 37, 236 times 12, and 314 times 10. So multiply this by 100. This is 98.82. So there has been a decrease because our value here is less than 100. So what we want to do is work out how much the decrease was. So we can say this is 100 minus 98.82. And this gives us 1.18. Okay. Calculate the PASH price index for 2010. So the PASH price index for 2010, and this time 2009 is our base year. So this will be our P naught, Q naught. This is P1, Q1. So for the PASH, since this is a price index, we have, this is P1 over P0. And the past, you just need to remember that we keep the quantities of the current year constant. So this is Q1, and then summation times 100. Okay, so start multiplying P1 times Q1. And 9 times 36, 160 times 44, 263 times 14, 299 times 11. This is all over P0 times Q1. So we have 155 times 36, 165 times 44, 255 times 14, and 306 times 11. Again, multiply this by 100. Okay, so this is 97.90. And it has been a decrease because this is less than 100. Then to work out the decrease, you just say 100 minus, and this is equal to 2.1. We calculate and interpret the last year's quantity index for 2009 and 2010 with 2008 as the base period. So remember to interpret your results. That means you need to say what that means. So if you get, let's say, 102 point something, explain what that 102 point something means. So we start with last year's quantity, not price. Quantity index, this is for 2009. Okay, so 2008 is my base period, so this is my P0 and Q0. This will be my P1 and Q1. So remember, quantity, it's Q1 over Q0, and then last year's keeps the current price constant, so it's not current, base. Then times 100. So now substitute Q1 times P0. So 28, 45, 39, 172, 12, 236, 8, 14, This is all divided by Q naught, P naught. So 24, 145, 37, 172, 12, 236, 10, 314, then multiply this by 100. This is 101. So I forgot to multiply by 100. So it's a 101.87. So you can see that this is greater than 100. So that means there is a price increase. So just say this number minus 100, and that will give you 1.87. So there is a quantity increase of 1.87. So this is for 2009. Then I'll do the same thing for 2010. Then write one sentence to interpret everything. The only thing that changes is our Q1 and P1. So this is our P1 and this is our Q1. Okay, so Q1 times P1. Sorry, Q1 times P naught. So we have 36 times 145. Then 44 times 172. 14 times 236. 11 times 314. Then 24 times 145. 37 times 172. 12 times 236. 10 times 314, and then this we will multiply by 100. Okay, so with this question, the only thing that is going to change is my numerator. $36 times 145, 44 times 172, 14 times 236, then 11 times 314. Then this will multiply this by 100. Okay, so we get 123.58. Okay, so now we'll write one sentence summarizing it. So we say that there has been, or there was, maybe that's better. Well, there was a quantity increase in the number of printer cartridges sold of 1.87% and 23.58% for 2000 or from 2008 to 2009 and 2008 to 2010 respectively. Okay, so of course you can word it a little bit differently, but the message should be the same. Okay, so we want the PASH quantity index. So we start with the one for 2009. So with quantity index, we have Q1 over Q0, and then we multiply by P1 over P1, the summation, then times 100. So our 2008, that is still our base year. So this is P0. Q0. So 2009 here will be our P1, Q1. All right, so now we just substitute. So it's Q1, P1, 28 times 155, 39 times 165, 12 times 255, 8 times 306. Then Q0 times P1, 24, 155, 37, 65, 12, and 255, 10, and 306. Okay, this will multiply by 100. Let's see what this should be. 65. Okay, so this is 102.12. Okay, so there's an increase of 2.12%, and I believe the last year's for 2009 was also an increase. The value wasn't exactly the same, but there was also an increase. So as you're working these out, just check my calculations, make sure that you do them correctly. Then again, the PASH quantity index for 2010, the formula remains the same. Okay, so what is going to change are our quantities here. I'll do that. And our P1 and Q1. So this is our P1, this is our Q1. So we're saying Q1 times P1. I have to do it all over again. Okay, so P1, Q1, so we have 36, 149. Q not P1. So this is 123.87. So again, an increase as indicated by the last peers. So we can say that there was a quantity increase of 2.12% and 23.87% in, can word it a little better, in the number of printed cartridges. 2008 to 2009 and 2008 to 2010 respectively. Okay, so again, you can maybe come up with two sentences. The first one say 2.12% from 2009, from 2008 to 2001, and then 23.87% from 2008 to 2009. But again, the meaning must be the same. Question 3, the composite price indexes for electrical goods, for example, kettles, toasters, refrigerators, stoves, microwave ovens, blenders, and so on, for the period 2004 to 2010 as shown in the table below. We set the base period index for electrical goods from 2006 to 2009. So here, all you need to do is work out what the adjustment factor is, and then multiply each of the items by that adjustment factor. So our adjustment factor This is 100, and then you will divide it by the index of the year that you want to change the base period to. So we want to change it to 2009. So I'll say 100 divided by 112. Okay, so this is, we leave it as a fraction. This is 25 over 28. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply each of these indexes by 25 over 8 and come up with a new table. So this will be a composite price index. And this our years with 2004. Okay, so we take our calculators, then we just multiply. So we start with our first one, 88 times 25 over 28. This is 78.57. Then our next one, 96. This is 85.771. Then 100. This is 89.29. $97.32. $101.78. $100 as expected because it is the base year. $102.68. Okay, so these are our new price indexes, and the base year is now base period. The base year or the base period is now 2009. So interpret the results or what this means. So this is basically just the composite price indexes for electrical goods for the period 2004 to 2010 with 2009 as the base year. So it's basically saying the same thing, except that the base period is no longer 2004, it's no longer 2006, it is now 2009. So the table now shows the composite price index goods for the period 2004 to 2010 with 2009 as the base period or the base year. Okay, so that's basically all that means. So previously you couldn't compare what has happened between 2009 and 2008. So somebody might think from 2008 to 2009, the price increase is 2%, which is not necessarily the case. If you look at this one here, that it is it actually went down. Okay, so it went down by, let's see, it actually went down because this one is higher than that one. Okay, so it was 101 and then it is 100, so it actually went down, which is the same here. It went down here, maybe it's exactly 2%, and then over here not entirely 2%. Okay, that's the rounding off. But the reason why we changed the adjustment factor is so that we are able to compare the different price indexes, let's say from this one and that one. If I want to compare 2008 and 2007, what happened is not just a matter of this minus that. Okay, so you change the base period to the one that you want to compare with, and then you'll be able to say something about that. Okay, for number 4, a leather goods manufacturer has kept records of the annual costs of inputs used in the manufacture of leather products, those briefcases, satchels, belts, hats, etc. The accountant has developed an annual last year's composite cost index with 2007 as the base period as shown in the following table. Now, the accountant would like to move the base of the index series to 2009, prepare the revised cost index series with base period of 100 in 2009. Okay, so what that means is over here where there's 107, you should end up with 100. So we do it in the same way we did the previous one. We work out our adjustment factor. And to do this, we'll say 100 divided by the price index or the cost index in the year that we want to make the base year. And this is just 100 divided by 7. Okay, I'm going to make 0.93. Okay, so each of these I'm going to multiply them by 0.93, and this I will call the revised composite cost index. Okay, so we start with 97 times 0.93. This gives us 90.21. Then 92 times 0.93. This gives 85.56. And 100 times 0.93. This is just 93. 2 times 3. 94.86. 7 times 0.93. 3. Okay, this one 99.51, but again, it's not giving me exactly 100 because I've rounded this off, but this should be 100. So you might want to use more decimal places, but this one here should give you 100%. Okay, then next one, 116 times 0.93. This is 107.88. Then 112. This is 104.16. Okay, so this is your new table. Now you can compare the prices from, let's say, 2005 to 2009 or 2011 to 2009. So in the previous one, you couldn't really do that, or it wouldn't give you the exact values because they were all, those were the change in prices compared to 2007. Okay, so this is what we get. And